It's brilliant, isn't it?
This is so unserious, Jay. We're just unserious people.
Action.
Becoming influencers. I'm going to end it by saying "and cut" to really drive home the message and the branding behind Marriott Communications podcast.
Yeah.
Let's take a bit how many times I can throw Marriott Communications name.
Say that again. That wasn't very clear. Did you say recording?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Love
we can
that.
cut a couple of minutes, can't we?
Yeah. I'm going to leave this in as B-roll. Right, let's take a bit. How many times can I put Marriott Communications name into the podcast?
And how many times can we say the word beyond?
I'm going to go with MC. I'm going to go 17 times.
I want to say BTB. At least 10.
Okay, 10. Is that the magic number? Yeah.
10 is the magic number. Yeah. We like to go beyond those, maybe say 11.
Okay, you're going to throw your tagline
number
as
one.
well. Like, beyond the boy, beyond the brand. Is that what we're going with?
We'll go with it, yeah. Go on then, let's try the first question, see how we
All
go.
right. So...
Ba-dum.
Okay, I'm definitely going to cut this part. I was thinking, where's the podcast called? Is there? Okay, so this is the first episode of the Uncut podcast with fashion stylist Jay George.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. So tell us how you got involved in the fashion industry.
So my first ever job out of school was working for a well-known brand that's on the high street.
Just say
and can we say River Island?
Yeah.
Can we? With the drama at the minute?
I don't know.
So yeah, I worked for River Island as a Christmas temp out of school, and then found that there was a role called visual merchandising. So not just people in stores dressing windows, and not just the guys in the store moving stock around. There's an actual role of a person that did all of that, and I became quite attracted to that position. Spent my time kind of skiving from running fit rooms or working on the till and spending my time with the VM, the visual merchandiser, and kind of fell in love with this position that I never even knew existed. And from there, I kind of found a passion for not just styling mannequins, but styling people as well.
So how did you go from visual merchandising to then owning your own clothing range beyond the boy?
It was kind of something that was running in the back of my mind for a while. And we're talking like 20 years that I've been in this kind of industry now. And I think it kind of, like I say, it was in the back of my mind, and every now and again I was just chipping away at like, okay, let's do some branding and throwing around brand names and stuff, and what was the brand going to be? And I think in a creative background we're always told to not design for ourselves, we're told to design for the market, and to make money you've got to be profitable but also palatable. And I always had this battle with it because my creative inert kind of juices were always, I like what I like, and it seems to work, and it tends to be what I like, happens to be what a lot of other people like. So eventually I kind of established what the brand would be, and it would be entirely me, kind of personified and then put into fabric.
Okay, so does that also relate to your branding as well, and your sort of brand name?
It
So
absolutely does.
what does that name sort of like mean to you?
It was built from a misconception of who I am.
Okay.
We all judge, we all have preconceptions of people. We do that
We
within
do.
a couple of minutes.
We do indeed.
So basically I had this conversation with somebody that didn't really get me.
God, it sounds like me.
It does sound like, I think we had this conversation.
We
one
actually
time.
did have this exact convo.
So yeah, there was this conversation I had, and at the end of the conversation they were like, there's so much more to you, there's so much behind this facade, or what we see physically, and that they kind of got to know a little piece of me, and the last words they said was, there's so much more beyond the boy, and that froze and stuck with me, and I was like, that's going to sit with me for a bit.
Okay.
And that was thrown around amongst a couple of other names, but that was the one that I was like, that could resonate with a lot of people.
You related to it, someone else said it,
Yeah.
and you just went from there.
Yeah,
But I think the best brand names come from a place of experience.
they really do.
Yeah.
They really do. Or names of people, you know.
Yeah.
There's Adidas out there.
Yeah.
It's just,
And
I
you know,
love that
Marriott, I hear that's a good name.
Marriott is a good name.
Yeah, thank you. No, we get kind of related to the hotel a lot. I get like a lot of emails about actual Marriott hotels sometimes. I think, I wish that would be lovely, but no, that's sadly not me.
Marriott Communications.
Yeah, Marriott Communications. Beyond the way. So speaking about pieces of you, are we continuing on? Are we starting?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
I'll
Keep
come a
going.
bit up.
We're doing it.
Okay. What part of you shows up in every piece? Obviously, you design it. it's manufactured, but there's obviously a piece of you whenever you design something. It's like a songwriter and a song. A piece of them goes into it.
There's a huge part of me that believes in possibility, and being able to express yourself, sometimes quietly, sometimes loud, sometimes bold, but always human. And I think that there's an element of garments, not just having slogans on that say something, but actually doing something as well. And I think that's a part of me that really shows up. And I've always wanted to do something and give back. Mm-hmm. And why can my brand not do the same?
Okay. Speaking about giving back, how has fashion given back to you? You've given a lot to your brand, etc. Mm-hmm. What does your brand give to you? Has it ever softened you as a person? Has it ever saved you, helped you?
Absolutely. It's helped me find words when I haven't actually had the physical words. There's been times where, just like everybody else, we've been through things. And it was a way for me to just sit. Some people will read a book, some people will go for a walk and spend time in nature. I will do all that, but my passion and my creative flair and what's the right word? And who I am as a person, like my inner ability to sit there and just come up with an idea is always somewhere I go back to.
So really rooted in sort of self-expression.
Yeah.
Not just for you, but obviously your pieces, they relate to other people as well. People relate to them.
Yeah, if somebody else can resonate with it, I feel like, I could sell 10 T-shirts.
Yeah.
And really, you want to be selling hundreds, but those 10 T-shirts have meant something to 10 people.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at the likes of social media, which is highly influencing a lot of brands at the minute, we can say, okay, you'll delete a picture because you only got 10 likes on it. But actually, if 10 people that day said, you look good, or, do you know what, I'm so happy you're in this good place, that's huge.
So like post it with your chest.
Yeah,
kind of
we don't do it
stand 10 toes down, post it with your chest, keep it up.
Yeah, say it with your chest, as famous line from Ariana Grande.
So on your website, I've seen a lot about mental health, mental well-being, especially around men's mental health.
Yeah.
And you've just recently launched a campaign with Calm called Wearing is Caring.
Yes, I have.
Tell the listeners, the two listeners more.
So as we say, like coming up with these ideas, sometimes from a place of hurt or healing or, just having a good day, sometimes you have a bad day.
Yeah.
This idea came up about being able to use QR codes. And a lot of now designer brands are being duped, and the idea of them being duped kind of pushed this idea for them to put QR codes on the inside label so you can check if a garment is actually legit. And that's something that's been in fashion for a couple of years now. But how do we use that QR code bigger, bolder, not just to say something, but to do something?
Okay.
So I created the idea of adding quite a large QR code onto a garment, but I never really knew where it was going to go. How was I going to implement it, and how was I going to use it to kind of give a good impact or have a good moral behind it. So the link to mental health with Calm, I've lost a few friends that happen to be all male. I recently lost a family member that is also a young guy under the age of 50, and the biggest killer in guys under the age of 50 at the minute is suicide. And it's something that we don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
So the link between the QR code and the fashion and the mental health, I created Wearing is Caring to basically give a human voice to somebody who really doesn't feel ready to talk about it entirely, but to give them a bit of a lift. Yeah. So the garments now, they have a QR code on them with having a bad day as a slogan, and you can scan that code and it will take you to a link to my website where there is a talk tank full of messages from people just like me and you, some influential people, that are just like a really feel-good message. And it was kind of, how do you give back? So for every garment we sell from that collection, every ounce of profit happens to go to Calm, who literally work with not only people that are struggling, but all those families that are left behind from the bereavement of suicide. And just to kind of give them that first step, but also if someone's having that really bad day and they can't get out of their thoughts, it just takes one distraction or one nice thing to happen for that to just disrupt tomorrow's another day. Yeah. So it's my way of giving back to services that have helped me in the past when I've been struggling, but also to help people I know and I care about. Yeah.
I think you touched on a really good point, men's mental health in particular. Men are often lonely.
Yeah.
The amount of men that I know who have recently admitted they are lonely.
Yeah.
Men don't necessarily have the same communities that women often build up throughout their lives.
Entirely, yeah.
And I think a big part of recovery and fighting through the bad times is building a community of people who are going to support you, men and women.
Yeah. And I think whether the guys have the community or whether they're building one, I feel that there's a certain amount of responsibility that we have, especially in the industry of coming from men and in a creative industry, to if we've got the ideas, and those ideas can then correlate and correspond into something that gives back and gives them an opportunity, and whether that opportunity is to just think differently or to just take the phone out, take a picture of a t-shirt. Someone might be in front of you in a queue in a cafe. It could just be you and the lads going to a football match or to a gig somewhere. They capture that just in the background of a picture. It could just shift and give back to those people. I think that's something that in itself creates community, but also if you're not in a community yet, it gives you that kind of push to then contact calm, speak out to somebody that could probably put you in the right direction.
No, I think that's really interesting, especially from a fashion perspective. I see a lot of brands taking part in, World Mental Health Day or November or something like that, but I don't often see a lot of cross campaigns between brands and another mental health organisation, especially a fashion brand. And yes, fashion is very dominated by women, but thinking about all the customers you get, the male customers, especially as a male-focused brand, I think that's an interesting perspective to take, and also inviting people in the community, your friends, your family, your customers, to send in voice notes. Can people send in voice notes dedicated to someone maybe?
They can, but I would say if you want to dedicate to somebody, if they're still with us, send it directly to them. For us, we need the messages to be not too aimed at a certain thing.
Not too
it needs
specific.
to be very generic. It's about making someone's day a little bit better. So there are some examples across our Instagram, social media channels. There are some examples already on the website as well. If you log onto our website and you go to the Talk Tank page at the top, there's some examples on there as well. So people can donate any message they like, really. We do vet them so that there's nothing in there that is either inappropriate or too on the nose. I've had some really good responses, and I think, do you know what, it takes 2 seconds to say something nice, doesn't it?
It does.
It takes 2 seconds. It takes nothing to be nice as well.
I swear it's on my to-do list. I swear.
We'll be doing it after this.
Okay, we're going to leave it here.
Down at the guys from
okay, fine. In fact, you know what? I'll do my message right now on the fly. No, it's on my to-do list. We'll do it today, I promise.
It can be really simple. It could just be simply like, you know what, you got up this morning.
Yeah.
You dressed up this morning. You showed up this morning.
Yeah.
You've done those 3 things already. That's 3 things ticked off a list that you didn't even know you had. And you're right here, right now.
Yeah.
Keep going. You got this.
Yeah, I think that's really
Simple
important. I mean, I've spoken a lot publicly about my problems with mental health in my early 20s.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't, and I know for a fact there are business leaders in the Northeast and probably everywhere else that have had this same struggle, but they have never spoken about it. And everyone has the absolute right to speak about it, whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
But I think when you speak about it, you encourage someone else to speak about it, or you encourage someone else to get the help they need.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily have the encouragement from like a public figure to get the help I needed when I needed it. I had to rely on friends and family, and that's fabulous. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But seeing someone visible, especially in business, being really honest about how they feel and what they experience, doesn't often happen. So I'm glad we've had this.
Yeah, everyone has a story, regardless of background. Everyone has a story, and I think taking those moments just to listen to somebody and understand somebody that you might, again, like when we talk about the misconceptions of me in the past, I've been hurt. I've also hurt people.
Yeah.
But I now want to put that right, and this is a way for me to do it humbly, and also to show that I've grown up to myself, like not to show anyone else, but just to prove to myself that actually I've learned.
Yeah.
And our lives are here. We're here to learn, and the biggest lesson we can learn is there are people there to help us and to guide us in the right way.
So to me, it almost feels like you're not just building a fashion label or brand, you're building some sort of movement in a way. What sort of message would you want this movement to say to your customers and to anyone else interested in who comes across your brand?
I just want them to know that a safe space doesn't necessarily mean a place. It can be a person, it can be a hug, it could be a feeling, it could be sunlight on your face, it could be warm words of a stranger, it could be a hug from your best friend. Sometimes it can be silence, and silence is cool, but if you ever get to a point where the silence becomes deafening, that's when you need to break the silence.
What's been one of your proudest moments so far, either as a fashion stylist or as a brand owner?
It's interesting you ask that because I've been asked this question a few times.
Uh-huh.
My proudest moment is the quiet moments, the small ones, where you meet somebody who isn't overly confident in how they dress or how they wear their wardrobe, but actually taking them out of their comfort zone, giving them things that they're used to, but also giving them a wild card and dressing them. And then those moments where they look at themselves and they think, actually, this is me. That is magic.
Mm-hmm.
You can't buy that. And I've done some crazy, crazy big things in my career in the past and for different brands that I've worked for, but that is still up there as the top one.
So are you when you're dressing someone as a fashion stylist, are you dressing who they actually are in the moment, or are you dressing them as someone that they want to become?
Both. Absolutely both. Absolutely both. So we could be dressing someone that is, let's say, struggling, whether it's to become themselves or how they're going to wear something, but also dressing the people that are still evolving and being able to bounce that forwards and backwards and give people a voice, whether that's loud, bold or quiet and resilient. I think it's important to have that.
With your creative voice, I know that I felt this sometimes in life. Have you ever felt that your creative voice was either too loud or too much, or you didn't want to share something or say something just because you were concerned about how other people would receive it?
Absolutely. So I kind of like, oh my God, I've done it. You're going to have to read that question again.
So speaking of creative voice, and I know that I've felt this myself too at times, have you ever felt that your voice was either too much or too visible or too loud, and you were sometimes scared of putting yourself out there creatively in case people received it wrong?
Yeah. So what I kind of figured out is that sometimes you can be quiet in a room with loud people, you don't fit in. Sometimes you can be the boldest person in that room and you don't fit in. But I think with my creative journey, I just learned that if something wasn't received well, it was either because it was a terrible idea or because I just wasn't in the right room with people. And I think you go through life and you go on this journey of finding the right people, and that doesn't just come from your close circle or your family or your friends. That comes in the niche of the people you're selling to. So when people say like, oh, who's your brand customer, who's your target customer, your target audience, it's quite a broad spectrum, but I also know where to market myself and my brand.
Yeah.
Because of experience like that.
Okay. So building a brand from the ground up, I know myself, is not easy. What's the one challenge that has tested you, and how did you push through it, if you pushed through it?
The biggest challenge is always persistence, whether that's it's being able to bounce back if something happens financially, if you have a bit of a mind block with direction. I mean, finance is always the tough one.
I think that's the the current climate. One, right? I think every single business owner I've spoken to this year, everyone has been worried about finances, myself included.
When you realise you're having a sausage roll at lunchtime and you're not having like at least a meal deal.
When I'm having like my cheeky Prosecco, I think, well, Sam, you could have ordered a rosé instead.
Yeah, I know, right? But
it's a hard life.
It is. It's always tough. But like going through those things like the mind blocks, the financial, the marketing kind of side of it as well. I mean, being able to push it and not have a team behind you and just drive it yourself and have that passion. The passion never goes, but it's finding out where.
Yeah, it's the execution as well.
Where you're at and sitting down and bullet pointing things and writing to-do lists and going through notes. Sometimes those things can get on top of you. And I also have a full-time job as well, so it's kind of, how am I balancing both of these when the goal really is to get Beyond the Boy everywhere?
Yeah.
And for it to become a name that people start to recognise. And having the time to do it. Time is a big thing. Time and money. They say time is money. Yeah. Time and money.
Time and money. That's a good one, actually. Yeah. Put that on a mug.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about throwing in the towel? Have you ever had one of those days where you thought, okay, this is really shit. It's all going wrong. Nothing's right. I'm just going to give up.
All the time.
All the time. Not all the time.
All the time.
Okay, we'll discuss that after. All the time.
All the time. We go through these motions. Sometimes I'm really determined. But then I can guarantee within a month there'll be at least one or two thoughts like that where I'm like, oh God, why am I doing this? And then I remember who I am and where I came from. And about trying to make people proud and that's always been something in my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
then learning to make myself proud, and I want to make a change, and things like the Wearing is Caring campaign are the things that keep me going.
Okay.
If I can support one person, I'm not here to save a life, but if I
Yeah.
can support one person through it, whether I know about it or not, going through the suicidal thoughts or just mental health struggles in general, or if I can inspire somebody else to set up their own brand or
Yeah.
to push themselves in business, absolutely. If I
Mhm.
can inspire somebody to get out of bed in the morning,
Yeah.
then I know I'm proud of myself.
No, I think that's amazing. I think especially fashion is such an oversaturated market. There are so many
Yeah.
brands out there, and cutting through the noise is not easy. And I can even see that from like a marketing perspective as well.
Yeah.
But you're doing a really good job. You've got a fantastic brand, and you've really carved yourself a real sort of niche.
Yeah.
And I think throwing in the towel. I mean, like, I've definitely thought about it as well. You know, you have a bad day, you think, you know what, is this really worth it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So it's worth it to us. But
It's when you realise that's your
Yeah.
passion, and if I didn't have this,
what would I be?
what would I
Who
fall
would I
back
be?
on? Like,
What would I
I wanted to be a
do?
vet when I was a kid, but I'm like,
I'm not even going to tell you how many
we might expand into
careers I
animals,
wanted.
but just not yet.
Yeah, right.
We'll be on the pooch soon.
Beyond the... Hold on, that's a good little trademark.
I know.
Another
Beyond the
thing we'll
budgie.
discuss later.
It's never going to happen. We'll stick to Beyond the Boy.
Okay, let's stick to the questions, please. Add this to the B-roll.
Too funny.
How do you balance creative freedom with the business realities of running a fashion label? There's a part of you that is creative. You design,
Yeah.
you conceptualize, different collections. How does that relate to actually running a label as a business? And I think a lot of people would be interested in that, because the realities of running a fashion label is very different than what a lot of people think.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's a bit of a dance between both.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found is that creativity is the heart, but keeping the
Yeah.
structure is what keeps you going. So it's about keeping it alive, and every decision is impact led. So that means not just looking at reports and figures, but also looking at how people are reacting to it. So in a world of social media, looking at how things are resonating, where those things are resonating by location or age group, and being able to put those into design as well. So as much as I design with honesty and integrity, I don't follow trend,
Okay.
but I do analyse those things, and there's got to be an injection of that to make the business viable.
Yeah.
But creativity is its soul, and it's
Okay.
being able to use both the acumen and the idea and drive. Yeah.
Throw you a bit of a curveball. What are your thoughts on fast fashion, and how has that impacted the really creative-led brands? You get brands like Shein. I hope they don't sue me. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to bleep that out, I think.
I suppose that depends on my answer, right?
Yeah, I'm scared. I wish I'd said I'm scared. But you've got fast fashion companies like Shein. And then if you compare that to a really boutique luxury brand, for example, The Row or any of the fashion houses, how is fast fashion affecting your sort of brand, your sort of market?
There's a help from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
There's a support from both sides. It's being able to take elements of what fashion brands do really well, but also take from what the fashion houses do really well and combine them, and to kind of find your middle market as to whether you sit amongst luxury, whether you sit amongst premium, or whether you sit amongst fast fashion or high street. And I think that there are the elements of turnaround for fast fashion are outstanding, and they're dominating the fashion world at the minute.
Yeah.
But what we're never going to lose is your haute couture, your handmade, hand-stitched fashion houses in the likes of Paris.
The sort of craftsmanship.
Yeah, the ateliers are still doing everything they've ever done.
Yes.
Even better.
Yeah.
And really keeping their roots. And I think it's hard to see fast fashion brands having roots, because they kind of almost like they appear overnight and then they boom. They do really well. But then if you go back to the likes of ASOS or Boohoo, that kind of were almost the fast fashion brands at the time.
Yeah.
But then you get things like Shein and Temu.
Been overtaken,
so that even they're kind of like blowing away. So you kind of see ASOS and those kind of brands as middle market now, but they also aren't just selling their own product, they're selling other products from other brands. So they almost become online department stores. So I think for me, where's my next step in the business is to land myself somewhere in that middle market and take aspects from both of those. I wouldn't say industries as though they're separate, but I would say industries as in a very brand completely different.
Yeah. And the markets are obviously different. People use Shein, they want more affordable items, quicker turnaround, although Shein's like delivery times like 3 weeks sometimes.
Yeah.
I have used Shein like a couple times.
I hear that's improving because they're expanding now because of, again, success.
Versus, something like The Row, that is high quality, quite luxury, that people also really gravitate towards. So finding a middle ground.
Yeah, really do. I think there's always a market, and I always like to see them as the fashion houses are old money, and the fast fashion brands are new money.
It's true.
It's that champagne lifestyle living age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, and do you know what? A lot of these fashion brands aspire to design just like the big fashion houses. They take a lot of influence, just as the high street does, and you see a lot of trend coming through.
Yes.
Which is something they've all got in common. One sets a trend, the other follows.
So for Beyond the Boy, what kind of impact are you hoping to have on the next generation of creatives and designers? What do you want your legacy as a designer to be?
I love that question.
Thank you so much.
It's probably to give them permission, like to just create and to go with the flow and not always fit the status quo, but be able to design with integrity and who they are, and to be able to speak to people and just gain knowledge. Don't be afraid to ask for help. But yeah, just create freely. Absolutely.
It's a difficult industry to sort of break into, a bit like PR. A lot of it is about who you know, not what you know. So what would your advice be to someone who's trying to break into the fashion industry but don't necessarily know where to start?
Touching back, ask questions. We've got things like search engines, we've got AI capabilities now that you can literally ask them anything. But you can also ask them where to go to get the right answers.
Okay.
So you can get a very generic answer from that. But you could also go into things like ChatGPT and be like, who in this area knows so much or knows this specific thing about this? Where could I get that help? Not just asking the AI to do it for you, but being able to ask and be able to get out and meet real people. Yeah. And I think that's something that's really important in the next generation, to get out. Don't just sit on a screen. Don't sit at home on your laptop. Don't be on your phone. Get out and experience. And being able to find the right people in the right rooms, as I struggled with. Yeah. And ask them and network to get somewhere where you want to be. And I think that's vital.
Do you think there's a difference in how people approach the fashion industry, the Northeast versus, for example, London? Is it more difficult for a young guy or girl growing up wanting to be a fashion designer or a fashion stylist, growing up in the Northeast, and not having the same sort of connections or opportunities as someone growing up in London?
I think the opportunities are huge in London. Yeah. But also, that pond is much bigger.
Competition.
There are many more fish, yeah.
Those fashion girlies in London, I hear about them all the time.
I've met some. I've met some. But do I think that it's harder? No. Okay. I don't think it's harder. I think it's you are only capable of what you're capable of. Yeah. And if you cap that and you think that, you know what, I'm from the Northeast, I can't do this, it's not an opportunity. Then get up and get in the car, get on a train, go to where you think you need to be. And this is why I do champion things like search engines and AI, because they can tell you who to speak to in that area, if there is someone in that area. And if there isn't, it'll tell you the nearest person. You can always find out contact information, you can contact people. And a lot of people in business will help. Certain specifics they would never go into, if it's things like ideas and things like that they've come up with. Yeah. Those are things that they'll hold dear or they'll have copyrighted. But they'll certainly help in a lot of places. I kind of, if you look at like when you're at school and you do like your work experience, a lot of businesses are there to help. Yeah. And I think if you can go to things like networking events, if you can find those in your local area, they can also push you in the right direction. I think, again, don't limit your capability, just as you wouldn't your creativity. If you feel like you can get out and speak and ask. And for people that are a little bit more shy, then use your phone. Yeah. Or ChatGPT. But don't rely on this technology to tell you how to do something, especially if it's creative, because you've already got that. Go and speak to other creatives, because creativity breeds creativity. Yeah. And you can bounce off each other.
I agree with that. And I think a lot of people
to learn.
A lot of people limit themselves. One, the location they're from, like actual geographic location. But I see a lot of changes happening in the Northeast, a lot of cultural changes. Yeah. The Mercury Prize is back this year. We've just had the premiere of 28 Years Later, which I thought was amazing to have here at the Tyneside Cinema.
But the Mobiles here last year.
We had the
this
Mobo.
This year?
No, it was last year.
Was it last year? No, it was after Christmas.
Was it?
Was it February?
Was it February? It might have been. I don't know.
We'll check that.
I wasn't there. I wasn't invited. So if anyone wants to invite me to the next one, that'd be great.
But like music, style and fashion. All up here.
I know.
Magic.
What amazing.
Magic.
So my hope and dream is that this continues for the years and years to come. You know, we're Northeasterners and I'm an honorary Geordie /
We've got some people that have put us on the map.
That's true.
We've got industry that's put us on the map, but we've also got these creatives that put us on the map. People like Jade Thirlwall, Perry from Little Mix as well,
Sam Fender,
and Deck. We always have to mention them. Cheryl,
oh, I love it. Cheryl.
She'll come back somewhere. But these people that are public figures that have put the Northeast on the map, but also some absolutely incredible institutions that come from here.
Like Marriott Communications.
Like Marriott Communications, like Beyond the Boy, like Greg's. Lucasaid is someone I heard recently. Lucasaid was first made in Newcastle. Yeah,
I never thought my agency would be mentioned in the same sentence as Greg's and Lucasaid.
Don't worry.
I think I have actually made it.
You've peaked.
Is this my peak now? It's all downhill and in a decline from here on out. Okay.
Honestly. Oh, God.
No, I think this is a really exciting time to be in the Northeast.
I think it is.
So many changes happening, businesses developing, and I hope the same happens for fashion as well.
It really will. I think the other thing is we live in a beautiful place.
We do.
We're 10 minutes from the coast. We're 10 minutes from the country. We've got a city with links everywhere, and there's so much around you that can inspire you for whether you're reading, writing, whether you're
design,
running a Marriott Communications agency.
I don't think we've got to 17 yet.
No, we'll do it again.
We'll get
drop
there.
Another one.
Yeah, drop another one.
What was it again?
I can't remember myself.
Marriott Communications.
Yeah, that's it. That's Beyond the Boy, right?
Yeah. Plug.
So how do you want people to remember your work as a stylist, a brand founder, and as a voice in fashion?
So I kind of want them to feel that it makes them more themselves, and the freedom to be themselves and to be able to express who they are. But I also think, to be inspired. Whether that's through a piece that I've made or a campaign that they see, but just to be inspired and to see it and think a little bit differently or a little bit more broad, and to open their mind. But also as honest, slightly defiant, authentic, To be, not always be loud, but to be able to be quiet and still be seen and still be able to make that space for yourself. I spent years trying to find the niche of people I fit in outside of business, my friendship circle. And I think it's important to mention that the friends I have right now are probably the best friends I've ever had. And we always look to have one or two best friends, but actually I've got a solid group of people that bring different things. And I want to be able to encourage people to create those networks.
Yeah.
And whether that is through the Wearing is Caring campaign, where you just meet other guys that are going through something similar through Calm, or whether you do that yourself with your friendship circle, and having that support network around you is huge. And if anybody ever had any questions about business, I want you to know that don't just go to other people, you can come to me. Sam will answer your questions. We're there to help the next generation.
So true.
And I think that's the legacy that we get to give.
Yeah.
Regardless of how well the business does.
Exactly. Could go broke tomorrow, but I've got a lot of good I have a lot of good advice to impart to everyone about what not to do.
Yeah, do you know what? It's not all about money. Sometimes it's about heart and soul. And it takes a lot more to break your heart and soul than it would to.
And also having the sort of being proud of yourself for the work you've done. Yeah, you haven't made £10 billion doing, a press release.
Hey, listen, the world doesn't need more successful people.
It's true.
It needs more healers and carers at the minute.
Listen, does the world need another podcast? But here we are. Great.
It needs this one.
Another publicist doing a podcast. Whatever next. So the future. What is the future looking like for Beyond the Boy?
We've got so many projects coming up. So many projects.
Just
I'll let you in on a few. Okay. Right now, Wearing is Caring is my main focus.
Yes.
It's huge. Honestly, whoever's listening out there, if you can jump on our website or go onto our social channels and donate your voice notes, it's not always about, buying the merchandise. Of course, we want you to buy because it means that there's more money going to Calm to extend their already successful support of people that are struggling, and for those, as I say, the families that are bereaving behind, and being able to give them that support that they really need as well. So wearing is caring is huge. So share it on social media if you see it. Buy the t-shirts or the hoodies and support us that way. But also donate the voice notes. If you haven't got the £5 to donate or the £45 to buy a t-shirt, please take a second to record a 30 to 60 second voice note and send that in. Beyond that, because we like to drop the word beyond, don't we?
Beyond, there we go. Okay.
Beyond that, I'm working with a well-known outdoors brand that actually I could get emotional. I could get emotional about it. I can't because of certain documents we've been signed. But that's going to be released in September for autumn-winter campaign, which is really cool. Some outdoorsy jackets, some lightweight jackets, accessories and stuff to go with that, which is absolutely one to keep an eye out for. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, I hope they're throwing a party for that.
See. Might need your help.
I charge. The hour, but that doesn't sound right.
Keep that one to yourself.
I do that.
Edit.
That's B-roll too.
C-roll. And then beyond that, I want to get into, not entirely, there is a market amongst the guys that I am selling clothes to, male and female, and genderless, that are into gym, into working out, and whether that's in the gym, whether that's outside, because I highly encourage being outside. There's a capsule collection that I want to work on with another brand, not as well known, but they really specialise in fabrics and tech fabrics and sweat resistant and yeah, the best products to use and the best fabrics, the best manufacturers to use. So partnering with them would be huge, and whether that's a 10-piece collection for next year, we'll see. But yeah, lots of scope and a lot of networking events. And a lot of working with you, I'm sure.
Yes, I have no doubt.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. But yeah, we've got friends from different backgrounds and different businesses, haven't we? So I think there's scope there for us to create our own networking event.
It's true. We are a right motley crew.
Yes, we are.
We really are a bunch of characters.
I can't wait to see them on the rest of these podcasts and see how they went down.
Oh, God. My final 3 quick-fire questions.
Oh, go on.
Just say the first thing that pops into your head.
Okay.
One piece in your wardrobe you'll never part with.
Squirrel. Sorry, that was the first thing that popped in my head.
What is going through your brain?
One piece of my wardrobe I'll never part with. I'm playing with it now. It's my St. Christopher. It's in my wardrobe. Stop it, C-roll. It's my St. Christopher that my dad gave me one Christmas a couple of years ago that replaced one that my grandmother got me when I was younger, because I started travelling for work. And yeah, it was stolen on the London Underground, and there was a couple of years in between me having it stolen to when I got this one, and my dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and it just popped in my mind. I was like, I want it replacing. And I'd never wanted to buy one myself. It needed to still have some sort of sentimental value. So yeah, he got me one, and then last year or the year before I bought him one, and he wears it proudly too.
Oh, that's really sweet, actually.
Yeah.
One misconception about fashion you would love to correct?
That it costs a fortune to look good.
100%.
That is the biggest one.
Yeah.
You can use, we mentioned earlier, fast fashion brands. We mentioned earlier the top fashion houses. But I also think, you know what, you can buy fashion, but style is how you wear it. Yes. And if you're unsure of that, I'm right here if anyone needs any help.
I love that.
But also, drop onto Beyond the Boy, like, it's not expensive. We market ourselves in the middle. And you know what? We also do have planners, so if you want to buy something, or Cleopatra, if you want to buy something, you can spread the cost as well on our website, which is great.
One word that defines your mindset right now?
Determined.
I like that.
Determined. And when we go back to the times when we said we could potentially, is there times you want to throw in the towel or give up? Lightheartedly, yes, there are days like that. But being determined isn't something that's constant, but you ask right now, determined. And I think I'm determined to make the brand a success. I'm determined to raise a lot of money for Calm. I'm determined to give back to the next generation, and determined to just let people see my creative output come out. Yeah.
And that's a wrap for episode 1 of Uncut.
Absolutely loved it.
Jay, thank you for being with us. You can find Jay at the J George on Instagram, at Beyond the Boy brand also on Instagram, and check out his collections at beyondtheboy.com.
I love it. We made it to at
That's
least
a wrap.
11.
That is a wrap.
I don't know if you caught it, but we were having a competition about how many times we could say our names for our brands.
Is this more B-roll?
So this is definitely Marriott Communications, and this is definitely Beyond the Boy.
Should we say cut on 3?
Yes.
Is that really lame?
1,
2,
3.
3. Cut.
That was a scream.
Oh my god.
That was a
I
scream.
think we did. I think we went all right, you know.
How long did that go on for?
57 years.
I didn't.
It felt like it was forever.
Actually, no, we had a really long chat, I think.
It's half 3. That's all right.
That's alright.
Good.
How was it? Was it like good? Oh my god.